Yo, back at it again with another one, man. Back at it again with another one. Look, we were just live yesterday and we're feeling 10 times better, man. We're feeling 10 times better and we're sounding a whole lot better as well. It was just like, it felt like just last week, a couple weeks ago, we were struggling to get a word out, man. We were struggling to even get some words out. Now we're able to be live, open, and well. We could breathe. Yeah. You smell that? That's mint flavor. It's like that's mint flavor that you're smelling there. Hello, all, and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson Jr. Just getting out of Facebook, making sure Facebook was up and running. Well, man, we got to get into Monday Night Raw. We got to jump into the Heel Turn 30. Of course, this is us reviewing Monday Night Raw, AEW, Dynamite, and of course, SmackDown all in 30 minutes. Now, we do it all in separate days. Of course, today's Monday Night Raw. But once we get to Wednesday, of course, we're going to get there. But I got out of work right on time. I had to work today, so I had to go back and watch the beginning part of Raw. Thankfully, I did, man, because we got to get into that. But I just barely got out of work in time to catch the tail end of Raw. Not even the tail end. I think the good last hour and some change of Raw, which ended out really weird. I think Monday Night Raw just ended out pretty dull, I guess you could say. Like, it was hype. Like, what was happening was hype. It was cool. It was entertaining. It was fun. But then, it wasn't really much going on after that. It just kind of faded to black, and just pretty awkwardly. It was like they just went to black at an awkward time. Just really, really weird. But who am I to say? Like, who am I to say something like that? It's just like I ain't working with them. I ain't working in that situation, in that area there. So even with that, whoa, where's my stuff at? Jesus Christ. So let's go date modified. Boom. Scroll all the way up. There we go. I had to get all my stuff back. I had to reload all my things. See, the cough still ain't went away. It's like the cough ain't went away, but I still can talk and still get active and still, get mad when I can, when I have to be. But huge way to kick off Monday Night Raw. CM Punk started off the show. He walked we saw the whole walkthrough. He came from backstage. We seen him walk all the way from backstage to the ring, and he sat, of course, crisscross applesauce, as we used to call it, as the kids say. I don't know what the kids call it now, but sitting crisscross applesauce. And of course, he gave us a throwback pipe bomb. This is a cool pipe bomb from CM Punk. CM Punk told us, and he told us everything we wanted to hear. These damn ticket prices, man, way too high. Pat McAfee, all in the way, all in the videos. Pat McAfee, all in the videos. He's all on TV, dancing. Like Pat McAfee doing all this bull jive. And then of course he went at Roman Reigns heavy. One of the favorite things, I actually wrote in a quote. I sent it to my work. Well, I can't necessarily call her my work bully. She actually she doesn't work there anymore. But and I'm not saying her name. I don't want to expose anybody. But here it goes. CM Punk said, "Being hated on by losers is a price I have to pay because I'm not one of them." Whoa, that's tough. I'm sorry, that's nasty with it. I was actually fighting for my sounder. Being hated on by losers is the price I have to pay because I am not one of them. Yo, who wrote that? CM Punk, who wrote that? Who wrote that, brother, man? CM Punk got quote after quote after quote after quote. My man's be top tier. Like, he's quick with it too. Like, CM Punk just be in there spitting, man. What's that? Like, hold on. We gotta, this is, let me see. Because this is legit, like, this is CM Punk literally cooking stuff up. Like, this is what I be envisioning. Let me see. Is it gonna play? Dang. Here, I'm just gonna share the screen. I'm just gonna share the screen and we're gonna watch this together. This is CM Punk. You guys know this meme. You know this meme. That's CM Punk, man, writing down these promos. That's CM Punk. Just write down hot fire, bro. Look at this. Is it going to play? Nah, they gonna play. But still, man, there it goes. CM Punk all the way through, man. Writing down promos, get his pipe bombs ready. That's CM Punk all the way. Just top tier, absolutely top tier, brother. But outside of the foolishness, yeah, CM Punk told us everything we wanted to hear. Pat McAfee, all in, like I said, all in the videos, it's all in the way, man. Pat McAfee, all in the way. We also have some quotes here as well from Bleacher Report. If Roman Reigns hates me, then I'm right where I need to be because I won't trade my authenticity. I won't trade my authenticity for approval. Keep chanting, and maybe he'll show up. Punk proceeded to tell the WWE Universe why he hates Reigns, calling him store-bought and plastic. Damn. Called that man store-bought. He called him safe. That's why he be on Jimmy Fallon. That's why he be on pretty much all the Tonight shows and all in the videos, as we talked about with Pat McAfee. But CM Punk went on to say he called him safe and plastic while labeling himself dangerous and touting that no one ever knows what he's going to say. And of course, he talks about how Roman Reigns was eating dog food for the last guy that was running things, of course, hinting at Vince McMahon. He said he was running to his cousin who was a famous Hollywood star. Just absolutely torching this man. Just absolutely laying the smackdown on this dude. He ended it off by saying that Pat McAfee has a receipt coming after he attacked Cody Rhodes and demanding lower ticket prices, and of course jumping into the audience, standing with the fans. CM Punk just absolutely just showed out in a big way, man. See, and that's the thing. Like CM Punk he told us he was showing us what he wanted to hear. You know, he was telling us what we wanted to hear. I don't think it was nothing absolutely too crazy at all. Like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, look, he knows ticket prices are unbelievably high. You know, he's gonna be the one to say that. He's gonna be the one to appeal to us, appeal to the fans. CM Punk knows, of course, everything about Roman Reigns. You know, that man does his research, and he was there when Roman Reigns was at an all-time low. You know, when Roman Reigns was one of the most hated men in WWE. That's not even I don't even think that's a stretch. People hated this man, like on a, and not necessarily on a we want to see you die. Like, you know, it wasn't nothing like that, because as soon as he said that he had cancer, oh man, like it was like a tide shifted. Everybody was behind Roman Reigns or behind Joe, you know, for the better part of things. So it wasn't like, you know, we just hate this man inside and out. It was just, no, we're being shown on our TV far too much. We want to see guys like Daniel Bryan. We want to see guys like Dolph Ziggler show out, and yet you just won't go away. You know, it's just like, that was just the biggest thing of it all. So CM Punk did his research. CM Punk knew who the old Roman Reigns was. CM Punk knows who Roman Reigns was back in the day, the dog food eater. You know, the quote unquote big dog, you know, that couldn't get through a promo with John Cena. You know, it's just like, come on now, we know the real you, brother. It's just like, that's all CM Punk was saying. Like, we know the real you. You know, you should have left for Hollywood. And that's why I love it so much. You know, that's one thing they're gonna do. They're gonna talk us into this they're gonna talk us into this feud. If there's one thing Roman and CM Punk is going to do, they're going to talk us into this feud, because when CM Punk is going to be gone, and when CM Punk is going to be gone for that 1 week maybe before Mania, I'm just assuming, and Roman Reigns does show up and spits a promo himself, it's going to be the same way. And Roman didn't get like that until John Cena had to pretty much bury him on national TV. Like, it took for Roman Reigns to forget his lines, John Cena to pretty much say, hey, man, you know, it's a promo, big dog. You know, if you want to be the big dog, you got to learn how to spit a promo, buddy. After that, Roman Reigns was just like, hey, man, I'm finna just have free reign on my promos. You know, he's calling everybody bitches and whatnot. Like, he's going off. You know, he's showing us why, you know, Vince McMahon, you know, pushed him so far. You know, he's showing us why WWE was behind him so heavy, you know, because they knew how talented he was. They just was trying to show us in the worst way possible and trying to shove the Roman Reigns image down our throats. And it's just like, brother, like, we want to see somebody else. And now on top of that, he ain't ready yet. You know, like it's like if Maxine Dupree was just choking everybody out. And it's just like, bro, no, that's a bit of an exaggeration, because Roman Reigns it was nowhere near Maxine Dupree. Let's go JC Jane. Because you know JC Jane has potential. You know JC Jane can get there. Now, not necessarily holding the title for 3 years get there, but you know JC Jane has a whole lot of potential to be great. You're not expecting JC Jane right now to just choke out the entire women's division. You know, you're not expecting her to be the quote unquote not big dog, I guess you could say, of the women's division. That's not happening. It shouldn't happen. You know, and it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it just doesn't make any sense at all. So honestly, I do like the work that CM Punk and Roman Reigns have been doing in this. The physicality, you know, just the storyline of it, the storytelling of it all has been great. The back and forths have been great. We all expect that. It's just this freaking match. It's just this match, man. Which like I said, 2-star match. There was some people that agreed. There was others that disagreed when I said that. But hey, look, I feel like it's straight up. You know, I feel like it's definitely straight up. Whoa, is this Kayla? Kayla, what's good, Kayla? What's good? How you living, man? And if you guys haven't already subscribe to Circle of Debate. You'll see Kayla. Look, you can see Kayla anytime throughout the time when she's free to go on Circle of Debate. But I believe she's on Fridays on SmackDown. Of course, her and Dango, and of course with Justin as well. And of course, she's an author, an amazing author as well. I haven't gotten to the book yet. But once payday comes, and once the big payday comes, I should say, definitely, I should definitely go over to the link and slide over to you. Yeah, I was like, I had to click the text over here. She said, "Yes, it's me." I had to click the text over here to see the picture because I was like, Kayla, writer, author, best-selling author, Kayla. He's like, we're speaking into existence. We're speaking that to existence. Look, huge shout out to Kayla, man. And if you see her on any social medias, you please give her a follow. A top tier individual, and of course, an entertaining individual at that, an amazing host. I mean, I could go on all day. I could go on all day. What? Where's my sounder at? Because I was like, where's my meat riding sounder? Boing boing. That's what we do here. That's what we do. We meat ride our friends here. That's the consensual side, the consensual type, you know. But huge shout out to Kayla. Huge shout out. My phone is blowing up. What did I do? I did something wrong. It's like I did something wrong. But CM Punk absolutely went torched earth. Loved every bit of it. And it's crazy. I always miss his pipe bombs. I always miss it. I forgot what I was doing. I think I had practice the last time when I missed his first pipe bomb. This pipe bomb, I was at work. And as soon as I got home, I was like, my friend sent me something about they said they were uninterested with CM Punk. It's just starting to be a little uninterested with the CM Punk Roman Reigns feud. Then it was like, I take it back. And I was like, I take it back. What happened? What'd he say? What'd he do? What's happening? He was shout out to C Fluid. This was the best Raw leading up to Mania. That's the thing. I do agree. I just felt like it ended so flat. Like, and not flat. It's just the terms of like, Brock Lesnar just jumped onto the crowd of security. Oba Femi jumped into the crowd of security. This is madness. Black. What? 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 You know, it's just like, I wanted to see what I missed. Like, you know, it's just like, y'all not on a time crunch. You know, it's like, y'all didn't have no reason to, you know, it's like, y'all didn't have no reason to end early. It was like, I wanted to see the rest of this. At least let me see, you know, the tail end of it. At least let Oba go over to the ramp a little bit. At least that's what I saw. That's how my Netflix ended. That when I saw the Netflix logo was when they were still tussling and rustling and bustling. You know, so I was hot. I was like, bro, Triple H, you could have ended that a whole lot better. I was like, but in terms of the ending itself, amazing. Like it was, I do agree with you with that. And huge shout out to C Fluid. Sorry, I don't want CM Punk's pipe. What you mean by that? Shaboing boing. What you mean? What you mean by that? What you mean by that, C Fluid? No, man. I got a whole lot of love for CM Punk. Just man, the hype around this is just so dope. But as soon as I hear that bell ring, I'm like, all right, let's sit back and be disappointed. Like, you know, it's just like, let's just sit back and enjoy what we can enjoy, because I don't think this match is going to be heavy hitting. You know, definitely think it's going to be a John Cena's Cody Rhodes match. Not necessarily that people are going to interfere, but just in terms of like, you know, not really, you know, the match didn't really leave us too much to be hyped about. And huge shout out to C Fluid. Yes, said something about this pipe bomb. Yeah, the pipe bomb was nice. I'm telling you, the pipe bomb was just tight. The pipe bomb was just top tier, man. Like I love every bit of it. And like I said, the ending part of it, ticket prices. That's what makes it seem like, of course, CM Punk is gonna go off the rails. He's gonna say stuff that maybe when he goes backstage, you're gonna be like, oh, maybe you shouldn't. It's like maybe you went a little bit too far there. But at the end of the day, like WWE knows ticket prices suck. They know fans' reactions to ticket prices, and they know that CM Punk is the voice of the voiceless. If CM Punk is gonna go out there and talk about ticket prices, yeah, go ahead. Let somebody like try to think of somebody, huh? Let somebody like Ethan Page. Let's go, Ethan Page. Javon Evans. Let's have somebody like them go out there talk about, yeah, ticket prices are just far too high. Let's lower the ticket prices, man. That'll be the last time we see them. They might get cut from me. It's just like at that point, I don't see anybody else but CM Punk going out there and saying that and getting the green light to go out there and say that, which I still love, because it still adds on to the feud. It still adds on to CM Punk being a dangerous man, being a dangerous guy, Roman Reigns being the safe route, being the safe bet, because at the end of the day, let's face it, he always was. I mean, just look at how Vince McMahon was treating him. Look at how he was treated after, the Vince McMahon era ended. Roman Reigns is a protected figure, and I haven't heard one lie. I haven't heard one lie that CM Punk said in that promo. So I got to give it to him. I got to give it to him. And like I said, it was just that one message that he said that was just top tier. What do you say? Being hated on by losers is the price I have to pay because I'm not one of them. Jeez, I'm still in that. That's got to be a tattoo. Like right here. Is it my tattoo right? Right here. That's going right here. So a huge dub for CM Punk. But LA Knight taking on Austin Theory. Of course, I'm getting sick of the Vision, or at least what's left of the Vision. I'm getting sick of the remains of the Vision. The best parts of the Vision is injured. So, it's annoying. I feel like that's the most annoying part of it all. Austin Theory did get the win over LA Knight, with some full-time foolery with I Show Speed. So now going into Mania, looks like we're going to have a 6-man tag, which is going to be annoying in itself. Looks like it's going to be the Usos and Logan. It's going to be the Usos and LA Knight taking on the Vision and I Show Speed. Which LA Knight, bro, you have problems with the Usos. Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like, and he said last week, I don't have a problem with the Usos as long as they ain't dealing with no bloodline, tomfoolery, which is understandable. That I understand completely. But I feel like this is, you jumped too quickly into teaming with the Usos, knowing that this has been you guys have been having this problem for quite some time. And honestly, I have zero problem with Speed getting into the ring because I have faith in Speed getting into the ring. He's athletic. He has a show. I don't know if it's on YouTube or not. I forgot where it was. I don't know where it's on, but I believe he has a show. And I don't believe he has a show because Randy Orton was on it, where he does all these athletic things. He was on it with I believe her name is Sunny Lee, the gymnast. He was on it with Randy Orton. He had a match before, so I believe this was his training. I believe this is the start. That was the start of his training to get to Mania. So honestly, I Show Speed getting into a Mania match. I can't hate. It's just the fact that you see Logan Paul, I Show Speed, and then 4 wrestlers. It's like, and then 4 legit wrestlers who actually trained to do this and took their time to, own their craft to get to this level. When I Show Speed, Logan Paul, I won't necessarily say they have to pay their way, but they're here just off name value. Finn Balor got jumped. Finn Balor got his ass jumped and stomped out by JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. Of course, match didn't go anywhere. But the best part of this whole thing was the announcement. Of course, Finn Balor saying that there's no holding back. I thought I buried this side of me, but now I got to let this thing show. And of course, he's bringing out the demon, man. He's bringing out the demon. We're going to get the demon once again. Dominic Mysterio, I'm sorry. Good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you, brother. Once the demon come out, it's pretty much wraps because we haven't seen him since he did that nonsense when he pretty much died, came back to life, got on the top turnbuckle, and then the turnbuckle just said, I can't handle this demon energy, and then just collapsed. And then Roman Reigns just choked him out. You know, it's like that, or just speared him to death. I don't know what Roman did, but Roman got the win over Demon Finn, and Demon Finn just looked so sorry, just looked so trash going up against Roman Reigns some years ago. Now, totally different. There's a reason to this. He's been getting jumped by the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day ain't playing with him. Loyalty is out the window. Love is out the window. Teamwork, friendship, all the positivity is all out the window. Dominic Mysterio, good luck to you. Good luck to you, brother. Like I don't see you coming out of this unscathed at all. I see Dominic Mysterio taking the loss here at Mania. Finn Balor getting the win now that the demon is back. Bayley took on Lash Legend. Bayley beat Lash Legend, got the win over her as well. Now, even with that, you know, I feel like this whole thing dragged. I feel like this could have been a whole lot better. I do think Bayley and Lyra are in for something great. You know, this tag team isn't going to be without, you know, its ups and downs. I do think it will become a little screwy after a while. Hopefully, Lyra is going to be the one to turn on Bayley. Bayley has been getting turned on lately. Let's have I think I'd rather have what's it called? I think I'd rather have Lyra get turned on by Bayley. Bayley goes back to her laughing crazy because she was already hinted at it before. Let's have Bayley turn on Lyra and let's call it a day. You know, when it's all said and done. But first, let's still build this up. Let's still, you know, have them keep up this team chemistry because they are putting in great work. You know, they're not slouches at all. He shot out to C Fluid, some WWE booking BS, man. They were treating Demon Finn awful. They were treating him like cheeks, man. So I'm glad that he's gonna come in here and just beat the brakes off of Dominic Mysterio and friends, because yeah. Huge shout out to C Fluid. Bayley's been dropping L's, but all of a sudden she beats Lash. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a great point. Great point there. And honestly, look with Bayley, like, and that's the thing. She's been eating. That's probably why she needed to get this dub. You know, now to Lash Legend, I think that's unfair. But Lash Legend, she's young. This is something she could bounce back from. You know, we're gonna forget about this next week. You know, it's like these are gonna be some losses that we're gonna forget about really soon. So I understand why she had to be the sacrificial lamb here, but Bayley, she definitely needs some wins, and it has to come with her and Lyra. I think the key to Bayley's success is to, you know, her and Lyra to be the best they can be. You know, I feel like they're pretty much peanut butter and jelly at this point in time. I feel like I don't think they could do no wrong right now. Bayley and Lyra, when one is going off the rails, the other pretty much helps out and kind of brings them back down to earth. And I kind of like that a little dynamic that they have. And it only works well until the other one is like, hey, man, I'm going off the rails. And even though it sounds like you helping me right now, I'm just going to, you know, listen to the voices in my head. I'm going Randy Orton. You know, it's like I'm going Randy Orton on you right now, and I'm just going to crash out and call it a day. So, Lash Legend being the sacrificial lamb here sucks, but Bayley had to get a dub. You know, it's like Bayley had to get a dub here. Seth Rollins came out as well, had to talk about, of course, him and Gunther. Now Gunther is coming into the fray, which a little random. Of course, Gunther also said that Paul Heyman owes him. This is after Gunther and Seth Rollins went back and forth. Gunther attacked, of course, Seth Rollins from behind during Seth Rollins' promo. And so as Gunther walked through the curtain and into backstage area, Heyman waited for him and says he owes him a very big thank you. Gunther said his attack on Rollins was not for the wise man, then pulled Heyman close and warned him, you owe me so much more than a big thank you. Wait, hold on. Let me do that. Hold on. Let me do that again. Gunther said his attack on Rollins was not for the wise man. He then pulled Heyman close and warned him, you owe me so much more than a very big thank you. Oh, I needed that. I'm sorry. Oh, I needed that. I was like, I had to redo that. I was like, I should have did it on the first try. I'm sorry. I be failing y'all. I be having to redo my segment so I can make it work. But I'm sorry. Huge shout out to C Fluid. Gunther versus Seth is a setup for Gunther versus Brock at SummerSlam, unfortunately. And it all depends on how Gunther versus it all depends on how Brock versus Oba goes as well, because you would think Gunther versus Brock would have been the go-to there. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Here goes C Fluid with his negativity. Unfortunately, Seth and Oba will be jobbing at Mania. I don't want to believe it. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Man, I gotta listen to John Cena because that would just be ass. Say it ain't so. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it one bit. And that's the thing. Oba needs to win. Oba needs to win. Oba needs to win. I don't usually like pulling this card. I don't like pulling this card. I rarely, and I admit, I rarely pull this card. But damn it, Triple H, if Oba lose at WrestleMania, you're racist. I don't pull that card. I pull that card for very serious situations. But damn it, Hunter. Damn it, Hunter. At this point in time, it can only mean one thing. It can only mean one thing, Triple H. You know, it's just like at this point in time. But in all seriousness, this is just foolish, man. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. Seth losing to Gunther, I'm okay with. Sure. Have Seth Rollins lose to Gunther. Hell, have Gunther lose to Seth. I don't really care who loses. I don't really care who comes out of that match the victor, honestly. It's just the fact of that Oba versus Brock match. We not finna do this. We not finna do this. Look, we've waited far too long to get this get back on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar took away our WWE champion Kofi Kingston. He took away our WWE champion Big E. This man at a point in time was squashing our favorites. Samoa Joe with the quickness. Braun Strowman with the quickness. There was a point in time where we were actually rooting. We weren't even rooting for Roman Reigns. We were rooting for the ring to blow up because we didn't want either person to win. Like, no. Brock Lesnar can't keep, what's that mean? He can't keep getting away with this. Brock, you can't keep getting away with this. Like, this just can't. I'm getting riled up, man. No. C Fluid, how could you say that to me? How could you put that out there to the world, man? And huge shout out to C Fluid. He says, I have a feeling that Gunther will be retiring Brock at SummerSlam. I hope so, but if that's the case, have Oba beat Brock, and then Brock is just like, man, I feel like I'm not the biggest and baddest no more. Like, I'm the beast, but I'm not really feeling beastly. Like, I gotta find another. I gotta find another target. I gotta find another, and I'm just speaking like bull jive. It's like I'm not, but if Brock, I want Brock to lose to Oba. He'll feel like he still doesn't have it. He still has to find that go-to guy. I'm an alpha. Let me find the most alphaest guy here. Who is that? Gunther. It's just like, let me go up against Gunther, and if I can't beat Gunther, maybe my time here is officially over, and being the number one beast incarnate, and being the number one guy that people fear. I'm losing to all these giants. Maybe it's my time to hang it up. Please tell that story. It's like, please tell any other story other than I destroyed Oba Femi. Now Gunther's going to retire me at SummerSlam. Gunther doesn't need that. Like, Gunther needs to beat Brock, but I don't think Gunther needs to beat Brock after coming off of a victory from Oba Femi. Oba Femi can gain so much in his career, beating Brock Lesnar in the grandest stage of them all. After just almost a decade ago, Brock Lesnar got rid of the Undertaker's streak at Mania. Oba Femi could do something so generational here. And no, I don't want to believe that, C Fluid. C Fluid, you done riled me up. I don't want to believe. You got me hot, bro. I'm tight. I'm mad, bro. How could you say that? How could you say that? But no, Oba Femi needs this. Oba Femi needs this win against Brock Lesnar. Triple H, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing anybody has to say. TKO, Brock Lesnar himself, Triple H, Nick Khan, Tony Khan. I don't care what type of Khan. It don't matter. Genghis Khan. It don't matter. I just need Oba Femi to win this match. Oba Femi needs to win this match. Like, seriously, like it's got to be a point. It only comes to a point, man. He was trying to see fluid. I agree. Oba Femi should win. Yeah, I agree. But politics. And Oba Femi has been really getting too over on Brock Lesnar. Too over. And of course, today I won't count it because he got a little sloppy. I do think Oba was supposed to go through that table, but he just landed on triple. He just landed on Brock Lesnar. It wasn't nothing you could really do there. I'm not necessarily saying he no sold nothing. It's just the fact that he just landed on Brock. But he power bombed Brock. Hit him with a fall from grace. The next week, he thwarts Brock's plans as well. And of course, now they brawl. Well, he clothesline him out the ring, and then he thwarts his plans. So it's getting to a point to where Oba keeps getting the upper hand on Brock. We keep getting closer and closer to Mania. Unless Brock just completely destroys this man before Mania, it seems like Brock's get back is going to be at Mania when he gets the win. It's just like, it comes to a point where when you watch wrestling, for the past 20 years of your life, you start seeing the patterns. Dang, this dude keeps getting over on this guy week in and week out. We're going to get to this pay-per-view. He ain't going to win a damn thing. It's just like he ain't going to win it all at this point. It's just the writing on the wall there. Javon Evans is such a dog, man. Javon Evans, I don't even want to talk about the six-man tag because we already knew what it was going to be. We already knew what it was, pits of Javon Evans, Dragon Lee versus Los Americanos. I'm done talking about Los Americanos. Until they get unmasked, I don't care about them. They get on my last nerves. But Rey Mysterio showed up after the match, which was, oh my goodness, this match was so cool. Javon Evans came through with the OG cutter after Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer on the apron, which was super cool. But Javon Evans, man, the height that he gets up in the air and him grabbing his back when he gets up, that ain't fake. His lower back is killing himself. Like, his lower back is killing him, man. I know he is just absolutely his back is on fire, which is why he deserves a week. He deserves these weeks off, and he's young. At some point in time, we gotta love what Javon Evans is doing now. And I said this before because we gotta love what he's doing now because at a point in time, he's gonna be like, man, this is taking some years off my body or years off my career, and this flippy dippy nonsense is over. I'm gonna start getting technical. And and it's gonna be that time. Everybody Brian Danielson used to be real uber high flying. He changed a little bit, especially after the head injury, especially after the injuries itself. Rey Mysterio, of course, we still see him flying all over the place, but man, he used to be sharp, quick, high velocity, and of course that comes with age too. You start slowing down, but Javon Evans, maybe start getting a little technical when he turned 30. Rhea Ripley and Rio took on Meechin and B-Fab, which I do think is pretty cool. B-Fab and Meechin is getting a whole lot of love, but Corey Graves just completely crapped on him when he was talking about him on commentary. Because he said Michael Cole mentioned that, B-Fab and Meechin, has been an odd pairing with Jade Cargill because they've been at Jade Cargill's throats, ever since Jade Cargill has arrived into the WWE. And Corey Graves just came out and said, well, the saying, if you can't beat them, join them. They have just been getting absolutely decimated by Jade Cargill. So now they decided to be on the winning team. Like, you might as well just said, well, Corey, they suck. It was like, well, this is like that should have been Corey's go-to. Well, Michael Cole, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but they have to go somewhere. They have to do something because, well, they suck. There's nothing they can do. It's just like they're losers, bums, scrubs. So, they got to hop on some coattails. That's pretty much what Corey Graves was saying. Huge shout out to C Fluid. This ladder match needs to find a way to get Rusev out of that match now. No, that's the thing. Rusev is exactly where he needs to be because that was, and I'm glad you said that because this is my first thought looking at that graphic. I'm glad Rusev is there because looking at this whole entire roster, in that ladder match, it's missing some muscle. Like, it's missing some muscle. Like, Javon Evans, swole, there's guys here that are, swole in their own right. Dragon Lee, it's just like Penta, but they're more so high flying. We're mainly going to see these guys in the air. We still need somebody that's there to catch him. It's like we still need somebody that's there to catch him. So Rusev being there added some muscle. I honestly wanted there to be someone else there. to add a little bit of more muscle to that. Rey Mysterio wasn't on my bingo card, but hey, Rey Mysterio going in, I love it too. I love having Rey Mysterio in the match. Have zero problem with that whatsoever. But I was like, this match it needs a little bit of muscle. It's cool. We're seeing a lot of high flyers in this match. We're gonna get a lot of high velocity, high anticipated spots. But damn it, who are gonna catch these guys? Who's gonna catch these guys? We need some muscle here. I'm glad Rusev is there. I'm definitely glad Rusev is there to at least even the playing field. At least in my thought process. And he's not gonna ruin the match. I think he's gonna be there, and I don't think he's gonna ruin it. I don't think he's gonna make a difference either. Like I said, I think he's gonna be there to, like I said, be the muscle. I just don't think he's gonna make a huge difference in terms of like the result. I do think they're still gonna have their go-to people win the match. I still haven't made my prediction. I'm gonna hold off on predictions until we get like very, very close. Cause I got my days off for Mania weekend. Your boy don't gotta work Mania weekend. I'm finna be teed, man. Your boy finna go crazy. I'm finna act a fool. I don't know what to do with myself. And then we got the contract signing, which I kind of already talked about. That was Raw. That was Monday Night Raw. I gotta eat something, man. My stomach is absolutely killing me. I haven't eaten since 11 o'clock this morning. And it's time to grub. It's time to put some hamburgers on the grill. I'm gonna just put it over the stove. Get some hamburgers, put them over the stove. Put some French fries in the air fryer. Man, who needs McDonald's, man? Who needs McDonald's? Izzy's Kitchen. That's what we calling it. Izzy's Kitchen. Izzy's Kitchen. Look, we make tacos. We make spaghetti. We make chili. We make tilapia, baked and fried. What you want? What do you want here? Macaroni and cheese out of the box. I was just like, come on now. Izzy's Kitchen. We feed everybody. But yeah, we feed some people. We feed some people. I'm a picky eater, so I don't go to town on a lot of stuff, but still. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. Huge shout out to Kayla for shouting out, Kayla the author, for coming in, sliding into the chat. Huge shout out to C Fluid, of course, always coming through on the chat and making this show as more entertaining than it is. Because look, man, without the text, man, this is absolutely fire. Without the text, this show wouldn't be as fire as it is. Huge shout out to C Fluid. Going to Mania? No, I'm not going to Mania. I just got the Mania weekend off from work so I could go home and watch it from the house instead of watching it from work. And that's the thing. I wouldn't even be watching it from work because I'm producing. So I'm looking at, and not only am I producing and I'm watching the people on air. So the people on air like to also, I like to nod, make sure that they know that I'm paying attention to them, make sure they know that I'm getting my cues. Huge shout out to Devin the Tribal Chief. Yo, what's good? What's good with you, brother? How is you living, man? Huge shout out to Devin the Tribal Chief. Subscribe and follow your boy Devin the Tribal Chief. Of course, you can see him on Twitter. You can see him live on Twitter. You can see him live on YouTube. Of course, he plays video games as well. Just versatile. The versatility is always on full display. And hell, matter of fact, if you can't see him on YouTube and you can't see him on Twitch, damn it, you might see him on the reactions in the beginning of Raw. It's just like you want to talk about motion. You want to talk about motion? Do the kids still use that word? You want to talk about motion? That's all Devin the Tribal Chief has, man. And of course, he's just an entertaining human being and a great fucking human being all around. So give that man. I'm sorry, I hate the word boy for obvious reasons. I hate the word. I hate it. But give that man a huge follow, a huge shout out, and give him a whole lot of love as well. What? Do you like pig's feet? Who do you take me for? Who do you think I am? Like, who do you think? You think I'm just some hooligan? Like, you think I'm just some? And that's the thing. Like, man, a huge shout out to you, C Fluid, because you brought me back to like a time to where like my grandma, she did have dentures, but there was a point in time to where like she lost all her teeth. So, but she loved pig's feet. So she'd be like, "Can you give me some pig's feet? Put it on the plate." And oh my goodness, man, my grandma would go to town like just. Oh, just the sound of my grandma eating pig's feet was just the absolute. It's a traumatizing. it's a traumatizing sound to hear. But that is just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. pig's feet? Do I cook pig's feet? How could you? And that's the thing. And the crazy part is that at work, at the first job, we were just talking about eating chitlins, and I was just like, man, you won't catch me eating. I had a roommate. I had one of my friends. We dormed together. We roomed together freshman year of college. He ate chitlins, and just think up the room and just chitlins are just the absolute word. Chitlins, pig's feet. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's 2026. We don't have to eat like that anymore. Like, it's just like, come on now. Like, realistically, like, we don't have to eat like that. It's 2026. Like, god damn. Like, man, pig's feet. Oh, that's gross. Nah. And then it'd be in that little jar. Oh, that jar looks so, it just looked like a science experiment, brother. Like, gross. Absolutely gross. I'm sorry. And I ain't even trying to be like exaggerating. That's just legit how I feel. It's like, I ain't even trying to exaggerate on you. That's just legit how it is. Huge shout out to Devin the Tribal Chief. Appreciate that, bro. Keep up the great work. Man, appreciate you, brother. Man, I was like, I never forget when we first started this. And like I said, it started off, I believe it was Clark Street. Clark Street was slided to the text line. Man, just going back to those days, and then of course seeing the great work that Devin the Tribal Chief does just on a regular basis. It's motivational in every facet. So all right, sorry, didn't mean to be right. Boing, boing. Sorry, didn't mean to go there. Didn't mean it. Didn't. Was he from the South? Was he from the was who? Oh, I was about to talk about my grandma. My grandma was from the South. Yeah, I got family in Louisiana. Franklin, Louisiana, man. I actually just went there last year because me and my brother wanted to see where my grandparents came from. We got all these family members that always go to Louisiana, talk about how great Louisiana is. We eat gumbo all the damn time, jambalaya. We eating all this southern food, and we never went to New Orleans. So finally, at the ripe age of like 26, 27, my brother, I believe he was sick. He wasn't able to go, but me and my mom went, and and it was pretty cool. Like, it was cool. It was just the simple fact that, like, you're driving in the dark. Oh no, driving in the dark wasn't the worst part. It was driving in the dark, driving past the cemeteries, and the caskets are above ground. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I was like, like, it just looks like some supernatural craziness. It's just like, it was just, I don't know. To me, that was just so, like, crazy to see. You just, and then they're all leaning on each other. It's like they're next door neighbors. These caskets are just like leaning on each other, and it's like, ooh, it's like a little eerie driving past it. And then, of course, the plantation houses. It's just like you're driving past plantation houses. You shout out to Steve Fluid. Don't have to eat like that anymore. It's funny, but it's legit. Like, it's legit. It's 2026. Like, we don't need to be putting this. We don't have to do this. Oh no, your college roommate that ate pig's feet. Oh yeah, he was from North Carolina. I don't know what part of North Carolina, but he was from North Carolina. And yeah, he ate up some food. And when he told me about Bojangles, I was like, yeah, okay, that told me, like, when he told me the craziness about Bojangles, and that makes me want to go to Bojangles. Like, I still have yet to go. When I went to Louisiana, I was like, hey, y'all got any Bojangles here? I was like, y'all got any Bojangles here? They did not. At least the spot that I was at, they did not. But yeah, I had my roommate was from North Carolina. He, of course, stayed in Indiana, lived in Indiana for a little bit, but he went back and forth in North Carolina. And I don't know too much about North Carolina other than Michael Jordan, Duke, J. Cole. It's like that's pretty. North Carolina itself. That's just like, that's pretty much all I know about North Carolina. My and Bojangles. It's just like my North Carolina knowledge is pretty minuscule. But yeah, I hope to go there one day. Definitely hope to go there. So yeah, and he was eating chitlins. He wasn't even eating pig's feet. That's the worst part. He was eating chitlins. I gotta get him on so we can talk about it one day, because man, that was I was like, you're eating chitlins, bro. Chitlins. This isn't. We don't know. You're not doing this because it's cool. You're not doing this because, like, and you're not suffering. Like, I'm suffering, and that's the thing. I feel like people that eat chitlins, they just want to watch other people suffer. You know, it's just like because they know what it smells like. They know how chitlins get down, and they know that other people are suffering just based off of it alone. Like, I don't know. I feel like people that eat chitlins, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all making other people suffer, to make you guys feel good. That's what it is. But yeah, I do gotta go. I gotta eat some food. I gotta eat some hamburgers and have myself a great night's sleep. At least hope to have a great night's sleep. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Huge shout out to Devin, the Tribal Chief. Huge shout out to C Fluid. Huge shout out to Kayla, the author. Go grab her book. Go grab Kayla's book if you haven't already. And if you can't find Kayla's book as well, I actually showed you guys how to find it not a couple weeks ago, but a while ago. But look, look at this. I don't have time to do it now, but Kayla, the Writer Chaos. If you see that name, look at this. That's our YouTube button there. That's her name on YouTube, of course. That's where you can find her. And of course, you can find her on Circle of Debate as well. If you want to find her book too, just go through her as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.